That's right, swimming with the fishies. But I bet you don't know where I'm at. Our trip takes us to the Dominican Republic, way up on the north side, to a little place that we like to call Ocean World. It was a carnival shore excursion. Our ship let us out on the end of the large concrete quay, and we made our way over to Amber Cove. Amber Cove gets its name because of the prodigious amounts of amber. Yes, just like Jurassic Park, complete with insects buried within. And while all this is well and good and the terminal had a lot of things to do, such as zip lines and water parks and water slides and shopping, we didn't have time for that. We had to hop on a bus because we were about to take a 10-minute journey and wind up over at Ocean World. Ocean World is a smaller park like SeaWorld, and we were greeted by a traditional dance. And here's a pro tip. Make sure you check the show times when you enter the park, especially if you're on a tight schedule like we were, because they only happen a few times. First stop took us to the shark encounter, but unfortunately we had missed that time, where you can actually go in and interact with nurse sharks, and there's a package where you can go in and feed the things. Our next stop brought us to the lovebird enclosure, where while I thought this would be my least favorite attraction in the park, I couldn't have been more wrong, because the birds lived up to their reputation, and they were just as friendly as they could be. Particularly when you had a handful of feed. I made a lot of new friends that day, but unlike a lot of my friends, these pooped on my arm. They're very cool things to see, and I must say it was nice to be up that close to the birds and actually be able to watch. There was a lot of photo opportunities, both of you and of your little feathered friends. I'm talking up close and personal now. And this guy thought I was a little too close, and he left, so I did too. Went next door to the parrot enclosure. And if there are birds other than parrots in here, please leave it in the comment below, because I don't know my birds very well. But again, this was a chance to get really right up there and just as close as you wanted to these birds, probably closer than they wanted you to be. But then it was time to move on once again, because it was time for the bird show to start. And this was a cute little show. It was birds doing just little tricks. And while I didn't find it to be absolutely fascinating, it was fun. And if you have kids, it's definitely a must-see. Went over to Bella Vista, where you can get keys to the lockers below, as well as cocktails at reasonable prices. And they were delicious. But I didn't come here to see birds and have drinks. I came to see dolphins. So down to the Dolphin Lagoon and Beach. And there they were. With 20 some odd bottlenose dolphins in the park, it's not hard to get good up-close views of these magnificent creatures. In fact, there's a dolphin encounter you can pay for, where you get to get in a pool with them and touch them and kiss them and even feed them, I guess. Did not opt for that, but satisfied myself with just being able to see these. And there's several places in the park where you can get up close and personal with these dolphins. Sometimes you wonder, are you looking at them more than they're looking at you? And like any park like this, they had a dolphin show. The dolphin show was as good as anything I've seen at SeaWorld of late. It had 2 dolphins and 2 trainers, and they did all the normal tricks that you'd like to see and showed off the agility of these magnificent mammals. But as good as this was, that's not what brought me to Ocean World. It was this large saltwater aquarium, a round reef. But what set it apart from the others, you could actually get in and snorkel with the fish. There was no cost to this. It's actually part of your ticket, and they do give you the equipment to use if you don't have your own. You could watch the fish, or you could look out through the pane glass and watch the passersby. Overall, when we were there, the park was not overly crowded, so you actually had no problem at all getting into this snorkeling event or any of the shows, things like that. It was a very, very relaxing and interesting time. This was actually a big draw to me because I tried, when I was a scuba diver, to try to get into the aquarium at Baltimore and do some work there while you're diving with the exotic wildlife. So I think a lot of that still hung on with me, so I really enjoyed the trip in here to get to swim in an aquarium, basically. There were times when there were so many fish about, you just didn't know where to point the camera. You can call me student because I was part of the school. To leave, you went up a stairway that they cleverly put underneath a waterfall. I guess you can't get more wet. It was actually a nice touch. Then it was time to get out, dry off, and get ready to go. I'd be remiss, though, if I didn't mention some of the things I didn't get to see, such as the sea lion show, the VIP beach, big sand enclosed bay with inner tubes and beach chairs, water slides. Overall, it was just a really, really incredible, nice place. It wasn't crowded, once again. It was not expensive, and it was a lot of fun. People were friendly. I suggest you check out Ocean World if you ever find yourself in Amber Cove.